Most careers don't stall because people stop working hard. They stall because the environment changes and the person doesn't. I want you to think about this, that industries do evolve. And with that, expectations do shift. And technology does advance. And the biggest threat isn't change itself. It's assuming you're immune to it. So today, we're going to talk about how external threats expose internal blind spots and why relevance is no longer optional in today's professional landscape. Let's dig into it right after this.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
When was the last time you honestly assessed whether your skills and approach are still relevant? So, with all the technology advances that has happened over the last couple years, more especially when we look at AI, what has now been exposed? And so this external threat can reveal what internal gaps you have in your organization. So using AI is a form of a market shift. It is a new tool. And so with that are evolving expectations that don't just create weaknesses, but they expose them. So when we as professionals, we resist the change, it's often because change highlights an area that we have neglected over a period of time. And awareness allows you to respond proactively instead of defensively. So when we take a look at AI, for those of us who have adapted to it, now there are some that has overindulged and it is their whole business. And you have to understand whether or not that is sustainable or not. Because again, we still want the human element to any and everything that we're doing. But if you're using it to advance your organization one way or another, what happens is that you're staying relevant. And relevance requires ongoing investment. And relevance isn't just a one-time thing. It's a continuous commitment. And these skills must be sharpened, perspectives must be refreshed, and assumptions has to be challenged. Because those who stop learning slowly price themselves out of opportunity. And being able to adapt is a competitive advantage. The most valuable of us are not always the ones that are the most experienced. At times, the most valuable of us, which is a very, very, very important skill, is that they're the most adaptable. So, flexibility with this new technology, understanding that technology, and with that understanding, there has to be a sense of curiosity, and there has to be a willingness to evolve, which creates long-term security in uncertain environments. I have a client who they were in an environment, or their focus was on educating adults. And so I had asked a question about AI, and immediately there was some pullback or drawback from that idea of using AI. And my argument with them was that you're using content or resources that, yes, is printed. Yes, that's correct. Yes, someone had done some information, some research, or whatever it is. But let's understand that AI, when some people are using it, they're using AI to fill out their applications. They're using AI to write a letter. They're using AI to count, to do the math for them, or whatever it is. You know, some people are using AI as their accountant. Some people are using AI in both everyday and career and business oriented situations and circumstances. So, educating ourselves in the normal way, yes, it still has a place. There's still some value in that. But let's understand that there is a level that we need to address. There's a place that we need to address. There's an understanding that we need to come to, because unfortunately, what you're utilizing and what you're doing may not always address the need that's in that community that you would like to serve, because the need changes. So, I would like for you to consider that irrelevance doesn't always announce itself. It accumulates. In this episode, it matters because professionals who fail to adapt risk being overlooked, replaced, or left behind. And that is regardless of past successes. Staying relevant protects momentum and expands opportunity. So keep that in mind as you're moving forward in your career or your business. When you're not adapting to whatever else is going on, or understanding what the algorithm is, or whatever the situation is, you really risk being overlooked, replaced, or left behind. And when that happens, we are now prohibiting our success. We're limiting our momentum. And staying relevant protects that momentum and expands opportunity. So, word to the wise, the world won't wait for you to catch up. Relevance is earned through awareness and action. And I'd like for you to identify one skill, habit, or mindset that needs updating and commit to strengthening it in this quarter. Just identify it. And then understand what it's going to take for you to make it a strength moving forward. Because let's understand, like, we should always be learning something. Because regardless of our past successes, we can be left behind. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?